All Hit Radio.
Welcome to the X Zone, a place where fact is fiction and fiction is reality. Now, here's your host, Rob McConnell.
The X Zone radio and TV show is largely an opinion talk show. All opinions, comments, or statements of fact expressed by Rob McConnell's guests are strictly their own and are not to be construed as those of the X Zone radio and TV show or in any manner endorsed by Rob McConnell, Relmar McConnell Media Company, Talkstar Radio Network, its affiliated stations, or employees.
Yet brings me down, alright. Tossing and turning and freezing and burning and crying all through the night. Whoa, Julie, 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 do you love me? Julie, 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 do you care? Julie, Julie, are you thinking of me? Julie, Julie.
And welcome back to the X Zone, everyone. My name is Rob McConnell, and we're coming to you from our studios in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. 1-800-610-7035. Email xzone@xzoneradiotv.com. On MSN Messenger, xzoneradiotv@hotmail.com. And our website, www.xzoneradiotv.com. My guest this hour is Dr. Gilda Carl, and she is an internationally known psychotherapist, relationship educator, and management consultant. She is Matchcom's Ask Dr. Gilda. She's the advice columnist over at Matchcom. And she's also known as the country music doctor who heals people's woes with her country cures. And you can hear music samples at her website, which is www.drgilda.com. And joining me now is Dr. Gilda. And Dr. Gilda, welcome to the X Zone.
Thank you, Rob. How are you today?
Any better, doctor? And I just could not take it.
Oh, don't tell anybody.
Oh, okay. The secret's just between you and me and about 3.5 million people right now. So there we go.
Yeah, there's so much misery in the world. Misery likes company. So God bless you for keeping that wonderful attitude.
You've got to, doctor. You know, I think that it's up to each and every one of us, and I know that you do that by the love work that you do, not only with Match.com and other organizations, but you know your website is filled with information. You've got books that are for sale, ebooks that are for sale. You have a number of wonderful information that is available to the public free of charge. So you know these are very special days, and love is in the air. Look what's happening in the United Kingdom with the royal wedding, and everybody's getting excited about that. And it seems that everyone is falling in love with the prince and his future princess.
Well, it worries me a little bit because people are going back to, especially women, are going back to the fairy tale myth and believing that someday their prince will come also and sweep them off their feet and take them to nirvana where they're going to live happily ever after, and then they're going to be disappointed because they think they're going to sit on their rump and eat bonbons while the prince drops dead of a heart attack trying to support them. But that's not the case anymore. As we know, you can't live today unless both of you are working, and then children come into play. And I just saw a study in the Wall Street Journal today talking about how as soon as baby comes along, the marriage goes to hell. So, I mean, people have got to be very, very conscious of their relationship and their love and make their partner number one. I don't care how many babies are around.
So tell me, doctor, is it Is it old school to think that the knight in shining armor will be coming along? And, when you said my prince will come, I usually imagine that being Snow White going over to the Walmart photo session and singing "Someday My Prince Will Come" whenever her pictures aren't ready.
Well, and she'll keep on singing.
Yeah, exactly.
The prince is never going to come. Princes have their own problems, ladies.
When it comes to love, do we all wear rose-colored glasses?
Oh, I think we do. I mean, you just fall in love. And, even the expression to fall in love rather than to rise in love is kind of a misnomer. We should be being better people, being able to communicate much more effectively because we do have a loved one, but we fall apart. So falling in love is a good expression in actuality because we tend to lose ourselves. That's when the problems begin.
Dr. Gilda, please stand by. You and I have to take a 2-minute commercial break. Exo Nation, our very special guest this hour is Dr. Gilda Carl. Her website is www.drgilda.com. And the good doctor and I will return on the other side of this 2-minute commercial break as the X Zone continues from our studios in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Don't go away. I'll be right back.
I took my troubles down to Madame Rue. You know that gypsy with the gold cap too. She's got a pad down a Petticoat and Pine, selling little bottles of love potion number 9. I told her that I was a flop with chicks. I've been this way since 1956. She looked at my palm and she made a magic sign. She said, what you need is love potion number 9. She bent down and turned around and gave me a wink. She said, I'm gonna make it up right here in the sink. It smelled like turpentine and looked like Indian ink. I held my nose, I closed my eyes, I took a drink.
I don't know. That sounds like something I had for breakfast this morning. Welcome back, everyone. Dr. Gilda is our very special guest. And we're talking about love this hour here in the X Zone. Dr. Gilda is the lady that you read about if you go to Match.com. Ask Dr. Gilda. She's here with us today here in the X Zone. We were talking before, Doctor, about the royal wedding. Why do people get so involved in an event that will virtually have no effect on their lives except for that short period of time? Is it that we want to live through their relationship, that we all want our prince and princess?
Oh, without a doubt. It takes us back to the fairy tales, being read the fairy tales and imagining that this magical, wonderful thing is going to happen to us. And we know what happens when love hits us. We're everything is bright, everything is rosy, and we do see things through rose-colored glasses. But like your last song suggested, I took my troubles down to Madame Rue, and she gave me love potion number 9. Oh boy! So that's what happens when we lose ourselves to love. And what the work that I do, it tries to get people to understand that they must not lose themselves in love.
Yeah.
And that's when the boundaries fall apart and the person that your partner fell in love with doesn't recognize you anymore because you've become like him or her and you've lost your identity. And so it, like Khalil Gibran has described, you have to be two trees rooted separately and then intertwining above the soil. And those are the most gorgeous relationships, and those are the things that sustain themselves.
You know, we have psychics coming on this show from time to time, and inevitably we will get the callers who are looking for Mr. or Mrs. Right, and why they call psychics just boggles my mind.
I ran a course, a continuing education course, some years ago, and it was called How to Find the Mate You Want. And a woman came up to me afterwards and she said, I don't think this is right. I did not find my mate in this course. And I thought this was the course that was going to do it for me. I said, I I gave you the skills so that you would be open to finding your mate. And she didn't even want to hear it. She was irate.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, very disappointed.
It's funny because, we would have the psychics on Friday nights. And by the way, Exo Nation, we're going to be starting having our psychic Friday nights back, just in case you're saying, whatever happened? But you'd get the same callers. And it came to a point where my screener got to know them, and, we wouldn't let them on week after week after week, but it's always the same thing. And it came to a point where I was saying, does Mr. or Miss Right know that you're looking for them?
Well, thank you very much. If you have been, and I know this so well because I write the Ask Dr. Gilda column for Match.com, and that's the largest dating site in the world.
Yep.
So I hear from everybody, and I have a clientele from around the world, and they all say the same thing. I've been dating, and I've been dating, and I haven't met the right person. Well, then I say, who keeps showing up to all these relationships? You. So if you haven't met the right person, it's probable that you are not the right person, and that you have to do some interior design on yourself before you try to make some guy or some woman into this model that you would like to have.
I find it very funny when it comes to online dating services because I've got a friend of mine. She lives in Niagara, and she's a good friend of my wife and mine. And to look at her online picture and then look at her in person, it's like, what are you doing? That's false advertising.
Yeah, that's a sore spot with me because so many of these characters don't look anything like their photographs. And then when you get to meet them, if you so choose, then, you say, wait a minute, why did I even bother to waste my time? And, and I instruct singles to do the following. Speak to the person, chat with the person online, then get with the person on the phone, and then Skype with the person.
Right.
Because you're not, this way you don't even have to go out of your home. Skype with the person and see the person in real life. And Skype for a period of time before you decide to commit yourself to meeting the person. And then, of course, you have to take all the safety precautions, and you have to be able to meet the person in a place that is an open place and a safe place, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
I would imagine, Doctor, that if somebody is not who they appear to be in the picture when you see them, this is a big red flag. Like they've already started the lies and the relationship hasn't even started.
Duh.
Yeah.
I'd say so. That's right. Yet women suffer from something called body dysmorphic disorder, and they think that it's a false sense of ugliness, and they think that they're fatter than they are and less attractive than they are, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And they're trying to identify themselves with the models that they see on the covers of magazines that don't even exist anyway because those things are so photoshopped.
That's right.
And women do themselves a terrible disservice by thinking so poorly of themselves, and so they go ahead and post photographs that may be 10 or 20 years younger than they are. And it doesn't do them any good, and it certainly doesn't do their potential mate any good. It doesn't do a relationship any good in the future. So you really have to examine what is your objective, and if you're not going to be true to yourself, how are you going to be true to somebody else?
You see, Doctor, you just described something that men may not know about women and how this all plays in, but I'm going to tell you something that maybe, I'm sure you know this, but maybe there's some women listening tonight that don't know this, that men suffer from penal stupidity.
Oh, you mean when they're thinking with the wrong head?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, yeah,
Yes,
I've
ma'am.
heard of that sometimes. No, men are driven by sex. We know that. And they're very, very visual. We know that. This has all been researched. But this is not to minimize women's visualizations, too, and their desire for this tall, dark, handsome man that doesn't exist anyway. And so sometimes women and men both go after the superficial and forget about the reality and what it is that they have to be studying and investigating for themselves. And it's very, very important that they look beneath the surface. And we, in our society, our culture is just inundated with the superficial. So we think a beautiful airbrushed photo is the answer to all our prayers.
So I would imagine that the media is the culprit when we talk about fueling the photoshopped, airbrushed images that so many women try to live up to. And I know that a lot of my male friends and their kids are now who are males are looking at GQ as their role models. So I'm saying, for God's sake, just be yourself.
Yes, indeed. Well, I recently had a photo shoot, and I had some hair on my forehead, and I wanted to have it just cleaned up. Right. So I went to this guy, and he works in Hollywood, and he made my face look like it was porcelain. I said, whoa, you better get back there and add back those crow's feet, because I give advice for a living. I'm not even looking believable at this point. So he said, here in Hollywood, we spend a day on each celebrity's photo to airbrush that photo to be flawless. And this is what young girls and young guys are looking at as their role models. Sorry. It misses the mark.
So let me just put it into easier terms for some of our listeners. The peel of the orange may look great, but the fruit inside is rotten.
So well said. Thank you, Rob.
You're welcome, Doctor. What is the success rate now of singles meeting and the longevity of their relationships? Did we lose Dr. Gilda again? I think we lost Dr. Gilda again. We're having problems with our lines today. We have a very severe wind warning here throughout Ontario, and I know through the parts of the states where Dr. Gilda is. So what we're going to do is when we go to this commercial break shortly, we're going to call Dr. Gilda again, and I apologize for the interruption, X Zone Nation. We're trying our very best to overcome these problems, but this is live radio, and these things do happen. So if you're wondering who I'm talking to Dr. Gilda Carl. She is internationally known as a psychotherapist, relationship educator, and management consultant. She is Match.com's Ask Dr. Gilda advice columnist. She is also known as the country music doctor who heals people's woes with country music. We'll have to talk to her when we get her back on the other side of this commercial break. Once again, X Zone Nation, I'm asking you for your help, each and every one of you worldwide. Every year, 23,000 dolphins are slaughtered in Japan. Help to stop the slaughter of these dolphins by visiting www.xzonenews.com/thecove.htm and help us get the news out to whoever you can, including your government representatives. This is a global issue, X Zone Nation, and we must address this before it's too late. So please send this link, www.xzonenews.com/thecove.htm, to as many people as you can. Now, also, if you'd like to read the current edition of the X Chronicles newspaper, it's available for you free of charge, thanks to the good people at eformatpub.com. All you have to do is go to www.xchronicles-newspaper.com. It's right there, and you can read it online. It can now even be downloaded to your PDA, your cell phone, your computer, wherever. That's at www.xchronicles-newspaper.com. I'll be back on the other side of this commercial break with the news as we continue from our studios here in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, with Dr. Gilda Carl. Her website is www.drgilda.com. Don't go away. My name is Rob McConnell. This is the X Zone. Back after the news.
Hi, this is Eric Rawls of Cosmoverse.com, and you're listening to Rob McConnell in the X Zone.
Hi, this is Blade Runner, and you are listening to Canada's #1 paranormal radio show, The X Zone, with Rob McConnell.
Hi, I'm Laura Sabrin of Feast to Fields Organic Vineyard in Jordan, and you're listening to Canada's #1 paranormal radio show, The X Zone, with Rob McConnell.
Hi, my name is Lady Ashley, the White Witch of Niagara-on-the-Lake, and you're listening to Canada's #1 paranormal talk radio show, The X Zone, with Rob McConnell.
Welcome to the X Zone, a place where fact is fiction and fiction is reality. Now, here's your host, Rob McConnell.
Touch me in the pouring rain, and the moment that you wander apart from me, I wanna feel you in my arms again. And you come to me on a summer breeze, keep me warm in your love, then you softly leave, and it's me you need to show. How deep is your love? Is your love? Deep is your love? I really need to learn, 'cause we're living in a world of fools, breaking us down.
Welcome back, everyone. This is the X Zone on the Talkstar Radio Network. Our special guest this hour is Dr. Gilda. Her website is www.drgilda. And we're talking about love this hour in the X Zone because, you know, there's nothing more wonderful than to feel as if you're in love, to be with that special person. You know, Doctor, I am still the kind of guy that my wife and I go out. We've got 6 children. We've got 7, 8 grandchildren. And wherever we go, we still hold hands.
Oh, isn't that beautiful? So what is your secret?
Respect, understanding, communicating.
And that's all you need.
Yeah.
Respect, understanding, communicating.
And there's 2 special words. Yes, dear.
What are they?
Yes, dear. Yes, dear.
From the male perspective. You are a very wise man, and I'm sure any woman who's listening to this will understand that and say I'm right.
We're talking about Match.com, and it's the biggest online dating site. It's got a wonderful reputation. I know we have young ladies here that use Match.com, and 1, 2, 3 of them have met their mate on Match.com. But for those who are just starting to think about using online dating sites, especially Match.com, where they can see your advice, and what are the do's and don'ts that you can share with them?
Well, for one thing, you must be honest.
Yes.
As we were saying earlier, you have to be absolutely honest with the photo you choose to post, with all the words that you say, what you really want, what you really mean. All of that has to be bona fide. Otherwise, you're coming across like some paper doll. And that's not going to work in the end, because some guy or some gal will be attracted to you for what you show up front, but get beneath the surface, and that person will wonder, what did I do? Why did I waste my time? Who is this person? I don't even know him or her.
But how do people, both male and female, who go to Match.com or any other online dating service, know that the information is true? For example, I had an experience where a friend I know met someone else that they had no idea that I knew until we all met for supper, and I knew that he was married.
Oh, my God. Oof. You know, I've heard these stories so many times. The answer to your question is as to how do you know the information is true is don't ever, ever, ever go out with somebody that you have not questioned a lot about things in their lives. It is essential for you to act like a journalist, I tell everybody. Not to act like an inquisitor to the point of this guy wanting to run for them Bar Hills, but to act like a journalist. You're really interested in finding out about the guy or the girl. I mean, I hear the same sad stories not only from women but from men as well. So this is equal opportunity here. You must ask questions, and if you are too shy to ask those questions, then you ought not be in the dating world.
So we're talking about an equal opportunity deception here.
Yeah, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. You see, it all begins, and this is what I talk about on my website, it all begins with you as a nucleus. You have to be able to say, I am Dr. Gilda Carl, I am president of my own company, I give advice with a capital I. Because if you're walking around and say, I'm Dr. Gilda Carl, with a lowercase I, who do you think you're going to attract? We attract not who we want, but who we are. And if you are walking around with a lowercase I, you're going to attract a lowercase loser. Pure and simple.
All right, but how many people, when they go onto a dating line, doctor, actually represent themselves as the fantasy person they would like to be, not the real person that they are?
Well, you can ask that question in another way. How many people go out with somebody that they've already met and only show their one side of themselves, their best side?
Yeah.
Everybody wants to show their best side, even when you go for a job interview. It's the same thing. This is why you don't get married to somebody after 30 days. And I've heard about these crazy stories. And these marriages can't last. You have to get to know somebody, and you have to ask questions.
So would that be a good comparison, doctor, looking at the dating process as a job application?
Well, I think it's the same thing. You know, I wrote this book called Don't Bet on the Prince.
Right.
And how timely it is that we're talking about the royal wedding, too. And the subtitle is How to Have the Man You Want by Betting on Yourself. Now, those words, betting on yourself, are very crucial because I have men reading this in my workshops, in my college and graduate courses, and they read this as how to have the job you want by betting on yourself, how to have the career you want by betting on yourself, how to have the money you want by betting on yourself. It all starts with betting on yourself. Ladies, there is no guy who's going to sweep you off your feet and take care of you. He's got his own problems.
What you're saying is if you don't have confidence in yourself, then no one else will.
Exactly. And you know, I speak to a lot of people just out of a relationship, just out of a divorce, who are just separated. And I don't think those people ought to be going out at that point. But who are just in the ing position, as I say, in Don't Bet on the Prince. Ing. Divorcing, grieving, separating. Those people can't love. They're hurting.
Are they looking for a quick fix? Are they looking for someone to replace the person that they just lost, and so that they can have some semblance of sanity in their life?
But that's not sanity. Yes, indeed, and that's not sanity. If
no, it's
anything,
not.
that's going to upset the apple cart more than you realize. Because the new person, you're not being fair to the new person, and the new person will turn out to be very disappointing to you when you find out that he or she is not the person that you just left. What you're really trying to do in that case is to fill a void. Feeling, anybody who goes through a divorce is in crazy time. I've been there. You're not in your right mind. You need time. You need time to heal. You need time to grieve. You need time to figure out what went wrong and what should go right in the future.
I've gone to your website earlier today, Doctor, and one of the book titles that made me chuckle was How to Win When Your Mate Cheats.
Yeah. Now, and you know what? That is a downloadable book. Now, I've made everything very computer friendly,
yes, you have,
very internet friendly, because people are in need like immediately. And that is a downloadable book, How to Win When Your Mate Cheats. And people are downloading it every single day from all over the world. It's all about winning in not winning the person back necessarily, although 65% of people in cheating relationships end up staying together. So it's not necessarily about winning that person back. The answer is that you must feel like a winner so that your relationship can be one that is winning.
Another book that I found very interesting was the 99 Prescriptions for Fidelity, and I love this. Take 1 gildogram per day and email me in the morning.
Oh yeah, my gildagrams have become so famous. People ask me, "Oh, give me a gildagram. Let me feel good about it." I didn't even make up that term. It was one of my clients at a large corporation while I was running a workshop said, "Oh my goodness, we look forward to your gildagrams every single day. They just charge us." And I said, "Gildagrams, that's a good word. I think I'm going to use that." And that was years ago.
You know,
I've used that ever since.
Something here that is so true. We only see two things: what we want to see and what our mate wants to show us.
You got it.
Yeah.
And that's why if you don't ask questions, then you're not going to get the answers that you need. However, there's a caveat here. You ask questions, but be absolutely certain that you make it safe enough for your mate to respond. Because if your mate says, "Well, I did such and such a thing," and then you turn around and say, "You did what?" Now your mate feels as though he's being hit over, he or she is being hit over the head with your response, which is not too pleasant. And you know he or she is going to stay away from leveling with you in the future. You know, people are in so much relationship pain. As I said, I made my website very, very friendly to everybody. I have instant advice that I give out. I mean, this way people can contact me by Skype, by email, by phone, day and night, 24/7. I won't respond when I'm sleeping, obviously, but they don't have to wait for an appointment. We can do this work like immediately while people are in pain, and this has worked so well for everybody.
Here's a staggering statistic: with 100 million acts of sexual intercourse each day, is yours a faithful partnership? 100 million acts of sexual intercourse each day. Wow.
How about that? Do you think you're getting enough, Rob?
Oh, God, yes. See, I'm a very happy guy. I really am.
I know, you sound it.
I really am. I have never had the urge to look elsewhere. Never.
Because you're getting everything that you need at home.
Like I've got,
and that's the point.
You know, Laura's not only my life partner, but she's also my best friend.
That's it. One of my gildagrams is friends first, lovers later.
Exactly.
It has to start with friendship.
Sure.
If it doesn't, then what do you have after? Well, the passion lasts from between 18 months to 3 years. So what do you have after that passion is not as walk into walls as it was initially?
Whatever happened to the 7-year itch?
Oh, it became the 4-year itch.
Craig said that's where penicillin comes in.
That's a different kind of itch, Craig.
You got to wonder about engineers sometimes.
Oh, they know what they're talking about.
Exo Nation, our special guest is Dr. Gilda Carl. Her website is www.drgilda.com. It's a wealth of information, Exo Nation, and I urge you to visit this website, especially if you're in a relationship and you're not sure, if you need some guidance, if you need some help, if you're just looking for information because you're getting into the dating scene. You know, think before you act. Is the lesson of the day. And here are 10 prescriptions, Exo Nation, from 99 Prescriptions for Fidelity. Number 1 is say I count before you say I care. Number 2 is don't misconstrue an erection for personal growth. Well, it all depends on what you're looking at for personal growth, I guess. Number 3, heat up your frozen zones by sharing your vulnerability. Number 4, understand the opposite of love is not hate, it's indifference. Number 5, if you see one red flag, take note. If you see a second, be on your guard. If you see a third, be on your way. Number 6 is make success your best revenge for betrayal. Number 7, be a relationship role model to your children by making your mate number 1. Wow, that's heavy. And
That is heavy,
number
yes.
8 is don't stop being all of you to be half of a couple. Number 9 is if you complain and remain, you are not yet in enough pain. Ooh. And number 10 is forgive but remember. And of course, there's 89 more of these, and you can find out more about the 99 prescriptions for fidelity by going to drgilda.com.
Yes, indeed.
In your
As a matter
professional...
of fact-
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, doctor.
As a matter of fact, if anybody is interested in buying Don't Bet on the Prince, don't buy it unless you intend to do the self-assessments. That's the place that the real healing occurs.
The self-assessment.
The self-assessments. There are, I don't know, maybe 100 self-assessments in there. And you must go through every single one of them. And boy, I have had people in my workshops in tears, because they couldn't believe that these self-assessments delved so heavily into the heart of their issues that they had never wanted to face before.
Doctor, you and I have got to take a commercial break. Please stand by. Exonation Dr. Gilda Carl's our special guest, www.drgilda, that's drgilda.com, and we'll be back on the other side of this commercial break as we continue here in the X Zone from our studios in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. My name is Rob McConnell. Don't go away. Welcome back, everyone. I'd like to take this opportunity of thanking all our affiliates worldwide for carrying our show, and to my production staff and my chief engineer and senior producer, the one and only Sir Craig Abdul-Lot. Thanks very much, Craig. Always great working with you. Our special guest this hour is Dr. Gilda Carl. Her website is drgilda.com. And first of all, Doctor, always great having a person here on the X Zone who can make a difference in a person's life. And I'm sure that you've opened up a lot of eyes this hour, as well as a lot of hearts, and I thank you very much for that. What is the final message?
It's my pleasure. It's my life's mission.
Well, you're doing a great job, ma'am.
Thank you.
What is the message that you would like to leave with our listeners tonight?
Don't bet on the prince. Don't bet on, especially now, don't bet on anybody but yourself. You are beautiful. You are wonderful. You have all that you need. All you need to do is look in the mirror and recognize it. Once you do, you can walk around with a capital I. And once you feel that, you will attract spectacular people. No more losers. No more people who are lying on their websites, on their profiles. No more people who are telling you half-truths. You will attract beauty because you are beauty.
I would imagine it's what a lot of people believe is in the aura and the vibes that we give out that we're also talking about here. Because a person with low self-esteem, it's been proven that their electromagnetic field is very low. It's very small compared to those who have a very positive attitude in life. They've got a very strong and outgoing electromagnetic field.
Exactly. I couldn't have said it better, Rob. That's exactly what happens. And we attract not who we want, but who we are. So if you are not satisfied with the person that you're attracting, the type of caliber that of a person you're attracting, the mate that you're with. Change yourself, and you'll see. You throw a pebble in the ocean, there is a rippling effect.
There sure is. And you know, if another person throws a pebble in, you get the crossover of the ripple effect. And I believe that life is like the ripple effect, that we each interact with each other whether we know it or not.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, across universes, across the world. That's why we must show positivity. It's got to be gratitude over attitude.
Doctor, I want to thank you so much for joining us tonight. It's been a great pleasure to you and yours. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to the next time we meet back here in the X Zone. Until then, keep smiling, my friend.
Thank you. You too, my friend.
Good night, Doctor. X Zone Nation, my guest this hour, the one and only Dr. Gilda Carl. Her website is www.drgilda.com. That's drgilda.com, and she is the advice columnist for Match.com. Well, that's it for tonight, everyone. I'd like to take this opportunity once again for thanking everyone for listening to us here in the X Zone, no matter where you are on this great big planet of ours. Don't forget, if there's some way you can help someone who's not as fortunate as you are, if you've got some extra change, like an extra can of food, some extra clothing, please. We are our brother's keeper. So until tomorrow night at 10 o'clock, when once again we cross the time-space continuum, always remember to keep your eyes to the sky and your heart to the light. Good night, everyone, and take care.
I know you want to take me home.